Hi everyone. Now we're going to begin focusing on where we left off and begin to focus on building a database for our school review application. As you can see, we finished setting up Laravel. It's using PHP 8 version 8, and this is just a bootstrapped Laravel application. So we're going to handle database. We're going to create our database using database migrations. So again, for those who want to learn how to use migrations, this would be where you can learn a bit of that while we're still achieving our objective. So I'm going to begin by just opening up these notes, and we begin trying to set up a structure of what we want it to look like. That way, when we begin actually building it in the database, it's much faster. So let's begin. The first thing we shall need is the schools themselves, because they're the primary thing we're dealing with, right? So the main things we shall need to record about a school is maybe the name. Maybe we define we say something about the school, like a summary you can write about. Then we say maybe the address, where it is located. Maybe what kind of school is it, as far as, let me call this residential. That way we can say either whether it's a day school, or let's say a boarding, or both, you know. Then we also look at something like maybe say which level of school is it, and we say something like this can be a nursery school. Nursery, I think that's all. Nursery, it could be primary, it could be secondary. Do I consider universities? I don't want to consider them, but let me just write it for the sake of this. So we have that's the level. Yes, we might want to filter down by regions. So we shall create a table for regions, and maybe that just takes in for future proofing, let me say country, but it's going to be primarily Uganda for now. And let's say country, and maybe say region. The region name, which in Uganda's case could be districts, right? And then these ends we pass in something we call a foreign key, which would be something like a region ID for this school, so that we know where it falls before you add in the address. Address will be the actual place where you can say opposite Chira Road, here and there, turn left, something like that, opposite the petrol station. Another table we might want to add is curriculum. That is something important. Guys, let me know of anything important you think might be important to monitor about a school, but I believe curriculum is one. Some schools have two curriculums, I've come to notice. I was going to add it here, but I'll just add a many to many table, which can put multiple schools to multiple curriculums, so that we know. Most of these things are going to have many to many relationships, but maybe another thing parents would want to know about, at least I would need to know, is the facilities. Let me get the name of the facility. Another thing is maybe activities the school has. A school can have a name, then maybe say clubs. This is, I don't think it's as important, but some people want kids to go through maybe Rotaract Club, or this club, or the other club, Scripture Union, whatever. Maybe the subjects at school teachers, so we can just track subjects. And another thing is people might want to see some pictures, so I'll just create a table for images. And I think this one will just have a foreign key of the school ID. And two images. I may need a thumbnail image and the actual image of that thumbnail. So let me just call it image. In brackets, let me say higher resolution. For purposes of consistency, I might tie this down to a particular resolution. Guys, feel free to get back to me as far as um, the other things you'd want to know about a school before making your decision. Right now, I could only think of where it's located, the curriculum that school offers, the facilities it might have, activities. Do they have like a sports day? Do they have like activities, chess tournaments, stuff like that. Clubs, subjects school offers. Yeah, and maybe some images. For now, that's what I could think of. Guys, give me what you think can work for that. So let's begin building our migrations. So back to the IDE, and now I think this is the point where, but and again, my fellow devs, now that I know you don't like planning out, but it's much faster planning out things like how I've done here before you begin building your things. Otherwise, you always run back and forth. So let's first begin by adding migrations for these regions and whatnot. So let's begin. So the command, since we're using cell, but now let's use the PHP command, PHP artisan, make migration, and the migration we have. I do have something that can help me do this very quickly, but I want to write this so that it's easier for people to understand and learn from. So make a migration, say create. The standard for tables is you for migrations to do underscores before every word. So that would be a snake case. So create regions table. You see, it has created the migration. All the migrations always appear in here. You can see create regions table has appeared. So the same would go for other tables. So let's just come here. Which other tables are we interested in? The schools themselves. Schools table. And then curriculum, facilities. And the other thing is, usually you'd want to the other option is you can create your controllers based off that, but would I want to do that using controller and a pass in a flag? That's also an option that creates the control, but let's go step by step. So curriculums, but I hope that spelling is correct. Curriculums, then facilities table. And the convention is to write the names of these tables in plural. Activities. Activities, clubs. Subjects. And images. Okay, so you can see they've been created over here. So let's go and begin adding some columns. So migrations have an up and down. Up is for commands that deal with creating the depot, and this is for if you want to reverse your action, but you can always read on that on the documentation. As I said, you're just following along what I'm trying to do. So here I just need to capture country and and the region itself or district. So in here, just a table. I have the other option would be defining these countries as their own tables, but I don't want to do that. I'm interested in just the region because I'm focusing on Uganda for now. I know it's always good to future-proof yourself and just create a whole table for countries, but for now, for what I need it for, this you see, it's asking me to do even things like province. So the province in this case would be the district. In Uganda's case anyway. But I leave it as province. Let me leave it as province, but think of it as a district, so this would work. So that is the regions done. Let's go to schools. A school had a region ID, so let me just first add that in. Foreign ID, and I'm going to call that region ID, and we constrain it on region, and then the other columns, the school name, that's important, a summary, she's even finishing some stuff for us. Let's do this. Summary is going to be text. That way it's much longer. Make that nullable. Address, summary address, the residential status. Let me make this an enum, and I call this you see, we had forgotten to figure out whether it's the type of school it is, whether it's private or public school or international. Let's add that in. Or international, but I figured the curriculum won't tell you that. But international schools are private schools, so we don't need this. Let's stop there. But then let's default this to public first, because I think I have mostly public schools. Then the other thing is another enum for, let me deal with the residential, and then this one I'm going to do whether it's boarding. I think in Uganda we call them there, so let me leave it that. Nope. And we also add in for, let me say, both. And then I think, what's the default? I don't think we can just assume for this, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And then what else did we highlight? The level. That is also an enum. I call it level. Oh, there we go. I guess tertiary would we not accounted for nursery as well, or kindergarten, don't know how you call that. Let me call it kindergarten. It should cover all the nursery schools. After that, for now, that would work. Yep, I need to account for soft deletes as well. soft deletes. I know why I need that. Yes, I think that is all the tables we need. This is the primary ID, this is the timestamps when I add them in. You don't need to stress yourself. So let's just go adding names for the different other things except for images for now. Curriculum, as just interested in name. That's it for now. Facilities, something. Name. Activities. Name. The clubs in schools. Name. And subjects. Also, I just need to know the name. Now for the images, I think I need a school ID. So school ID, I'm going to be storing paths, but for now I need this foreign ID for school ID, constraint to schools. Sorry, table. The name is going to be, let me call it image path. That's where we shall. Oh no, columns are not named like this. So I'm just going to say the image. I think that's what we decided to do. Actually, we said it with thumbnail. Then the next one is the image itself. I'll be storing paths, guys. So for now, let me see. Yeah, I think we have everything we need. So at this point, let me just run the migrations, right? We're using sail. So you just sail artisan migrate. Actually, before I run the command, let's add the database here so that you will see. Oh, before I add it, let's go and first get the credentials. The database is called that. Data source, I believe I chose MySQL, it's down here. Let's wait for that. There we go. I think in my containers I turned that into that. User is sail. Password should be that. That should be the name of the database. Let's connect and see whether that goes through. Oh, I think it went through. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So you see the school database now doesn't have any tables for now. It only has the initial migrations, the users, before I added in my school. So let's find out our command here ahead of tagging. Migrate. PHP select and migrate. It should run the so it has run all these migrations. So if I refresh the database, we should have our, you see, our new tables are in now where we shall be storing our data. So you can see region ID, name of the school, summary, and all these things have come in now. So yeah, this video was on migrations. Thank you very much. Have a good day.